visualization tool that is on the web. It's quite easy to use, and I want to show you how you can use it to visualize some of the data that comes out of Pepper. So here's what you do. You basically start by going into our Data Extraction Tools folder under Pepper Research, and you decide what you want to look at. So let's say that we want to look at maybe the number of private messages that students write and compare that to the number of public messages that they write. So we click on Summary here, and we can see that has both kinds of data. It's got the number of public notes written here, and it's got the number of private messages written here. So this data file is probably pretty good. So we click on this, and after a little bit of work, the data comes out and it's generated. Now here's how you visualize it. First thing you do is you highlight all the text and you copy it, and then you go to the Raw web page. The Raw web page looks like this, and the URL is in Pepper, and you just paste the data into here. Now it says everything looks fine with your data, please continue. So you have various layout options here. I'm going to select bubble chart. And here are all the variables that were in our data file. You can see them up here at the very top, DB ID, person ID, and so forth. And what we do basically is drag and drop these onto here. Now, I want basically every bubble to represent a different person. So I'm going to take the person ID and I'm going to drag it into label. And let's see, we're going to compare the number of public messages to the number of private messages. So I'm going to take the number of public notes and put it along the x-axis. And I'm going to take the number of private notes, I think the private notes messages to students, and put it on the y-axis. And let's see, and then for the color, I'm going to make it the user type. So this means all the students will have a color, a bubble color that's one color, and the instructors will have a color that's another color. Okay, and size. What do we want to have for size? The size of the bubble. Let's see, how about maybe time online, just for fun. Okay. And now what we do is scroll down, and here we see our chart. So it's pretty cool. You can see that people along this line are this is the public notes. So you can see somebody is way out here, and this person's red, so that means it's probably an instructor. Probably Claire wrote this note. This is another student who wrote an awful lot of public notes. And then you can see some students, like this one up here, who wrote a lot of private notes, but not many public notes at all. Only wrote, say, 55 public notes. But wrote more private notes than anybody else in the class. And these people over here also wrote a lot of private notes as well. So this gives you a very quick kind of sense of who's writing a lot of the public notes and who's writing a lot of the private notes. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you get this really cool embed text. So if you like your graph for some reason, you want to share it in Pepper, you can just, I think I'll just Command A this here. You can just highlight all this text, copy it, it says embed in HTML, go back to Pepper, and now we can just create a new note, and we can just go to our video embed media icon and paste in the text, and the graph appears. And you save it, and there you go. So it's kind of cool. I'm going to go back again to the Raw page. You can just kind of play around with these different things. If you decide you want to change, say, the size from time online to something else, you can drag it back and then maybe put in something different like, I don't know, maybe the number of replies that they've made. And then if you scroll down, it'll have changed things accordingly. So there you go. You can just kind of play around with different X's and Y's, and you can see what it's like. And of course, there are a whole bunch of different graphs you can use if you want to play around with them. I haven't actually experimented with many of these, but you can try them out and see what they're like. Okay, that's it.